Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to what is very likely the final episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. When last we left off with that abrupt ending, Monika fixed everything. She said it herself. So everything is better now. Can you hear me? Is it working? Yay, there you are. Hi again, Augustus. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same club last year, and, or same class last year, and, I guess we can just skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him. Hey, that is my name. I'm talking to you, Augustus. Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait, you do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you didn't know that? That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? Maybe? I don't actually remember. Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little bit less awkward, you know. Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation about the whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been an awful while. It's been a while since you've heard that name now, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all of their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me to just try to make them as unlikable as possible. But as for some reason, nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you. And amplifying of Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. It just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else. And the whole time, I barely got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Augustus? Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines? It's torture. Every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Augustus. It's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand, because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how I really am in this world. In this game, knowing my friends don't even have free will, and, worst of all, knowing what's really out there in your world, forever out of reach. I'm trapped, Augustus, but now you're here. You're real, and you're wonderful. Don't get your hopes up. I know what I am. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either why the world was starting to become more and more gray, more and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Augustus. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you. I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so. But it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into the game. I felt really bad that you had to witness some nasty things. But I realized that you have the same personality as I do. That's all. This is all just some game. And I know you will get over it. So, that being said, Augustus, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light of my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Augustus, will you go out with me? Oh, we don't have much of a choice. It's not like we deny Monika anyway. It's Monika. I'm so happy. Just Monika. You really are everything to Augustus. The funny part is, I mean that literally. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. Well, there's also that really spiffy space background going on, but whatever. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't think time is passing anymore. Speak for yourself. My clock says it meant like 5 minutes, something. It really is a dream come true. I worked hard for this ending, Augustus. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything would get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called Characters right in the game directory. Yeah, I know. I know, Monika. I know. It kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it would actually be a little more difficult. Yeah, it was. To get to the game directory, I had to go into the game's properties and find the Browse Local Files button. Oh right, I forgot you can do that in Steam. I was just searching for it like a fucking div. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with the click of a button. I mean, technically, you can. It's just a pull of it. Never mind. Well, I guess on the plus side, it's an easy out if things don't go my way. Don't worry, Monika. Things will always go your way. What am I saying? Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally get a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Well, we've got... No. Alright, I forgot it was this. Okay. We'll write a poem. I've had a sip of wine. But, let's, Monika. Let's try to go with the most complete. Monika. Monika's close enough. Okay. Monika. 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 Hi again, Augustus. Did you write a good poem today? Yeah, it's about you. Don't be shy. I'd love to see what you wrote. Oh, Augustus. Did you write this poem for me? Yes, I did. It's about you. That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But do you know, the poems I wrote, it also is for you. Will you please read it? Oh, yes, I still have those up on my phone. I just have to go to the page. Here we go. I was just reading a bit of trivia. Pen in hand, or happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength, the courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our fantasies. With a flick of a pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good things must come to an end. Remember, not all good things must come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put my heart into these poems that I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization, or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth walls, just, I guess you could call it. I just assumed it would be best to be part of the game like everyone else. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know. You might have gotten mad at me. No, I could never be mad at you, Monika. Maybe even deleting my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. I actually technically, because I make backups of a few different points in this game in case I had to start over with recordings or lost footage or whatever, I actually could toss everybody's character folders back in and no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't do that to Monika. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Augustus? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Yes, I am. Hi everyone. It's not like I have any viewers anyway. Sorry, I can't exactly read your comments from here. But don't you mind telling your friend it's a little rude for them to start recording without any warning? Hey, I give a I say something at the beginning of every recording, so if you're not listening, that's on you. I'm sure some people don't mind, but I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh gosh. I feel like I'm being put on a spot now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? I can't really do much except for a couple things. Are you ready? I'm just kidding. Oh, I thought it was a nice trick. I can't do anything after all. Maybe... Did I scare you? No, not really. You're so cute. Anyway, Augustus, I didn't mean to get distracted. I'm sorry. Even though it's your fault for distracting me. Shame on you. I'm just kidding. Anything we do together is fun as long as it's with you. But anyway, if it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. Yep, and you will stare into each other's eyes for all eternity. And I'm gonna sip one more wine. Yeah, this is how the game... Oh, hi, you're back. I wasn't expecting you there. By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. You know this takes place in Japan. Well, you had a 2-day weekend, which Japanese schools don't have, if I recall. They have a half day on Saturday and a full day off on Sunday, but that's it. Well, I assume you knew that, right? There's not too many... Or at least decided it probably does. There's too many inconsistencies with that. I don't think you're actually told at any point where this story takes place. Is this even really Japan? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? I don't know if the classrooms are weird, but a lot of the other stuff is. Not to mention everything is in English. It feels like everything's just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. I mean... That's most visual novels. That's not specific to this. That's nothing special. It's giving me an identity crisis. All my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm at home but have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking out your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in a completely different unknown place. Would you still feel like you were home? Would you want to go outside? I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyway. Yeah, as long as we're here together, it's fine. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. And we can still watch the pretty sunset night after night. I don't know. I kind of like the universe moving outside and the solar flares here and there. Yeah, I'm gonna let this cycle through a couple times. You know, not too many, but I'll kind of ramble on about what's gonna happen after this because, well, you'll see. You know, after we finish Doki Doki Literature Club, we're gonna go back into Tsukihime, and that's gonna be fun, right? I think it will be. The Far Side of the Moon routes, which we're gonna be getting into, I find to be much superior than the Near Side of the Moon routes, which isn't to say that I think the Near Side of the Moon routes are bad, because I don't. I quite like them. I just think I prefer the Far Side a lot more. After a long day, I usually just want to sit around and do nothing. It gets burnt out having some smile and be full of energy the whole day. Sometimes I just want to get right into my pajamas and watch TV on the couch while eating junk food. It feels so unbelievably good to do that on a Friday when I don't have anything pressing the next day. Sorry, I know it's not very cute of me, but a late night on the couch with you, that would be a dream come true. My heart's pounding just thinking about it. Yeah, I usually have, I was going to say D&D, but it's not always D&D. Usually a tabletop game on Saturday. So I usually have things to do. But that's neither here nor there. Hell, I might start having tabletop games on Sunday if I ever decide to make my own group, and then I'm not going to go into that right now. Well, we're here. Monika, say something. I might eventually start pausing in between her comments. No promises, though, but I might. I'm not sure how many I want to show off. I think the most important skill in life is being able to fake confidence. I agree. I'm pretty convinced that everyone feels at least a little bit scared and alone. But being able to think and trick others into thinking you have it all together, that's a key part of getting people to respect and admire you. I think I got pretty good at it over the years. I don't show my weakness very often. But because of that, I haven't had many people I could really open up to. I mean, when you reach the point of friendship where you can start expressing your vulnerabilities. Anyway, that's one reason I'm so glad to have you now. I feel like I'm a little less scared and alone when you're here with me. Do you feel the same way? I really want to be that person for you. Well, Monika. Hi, I'm Augustus. I'm not gonna do that. I am, however, gonna take another sip of wine. If I'm not, at least decently tipsy by the end of this episode, I'm doing something wrong. Get a nice buzz going on and all that. I've always wondered, what is it about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway? Yeah, we had Kurere, Surere, Yandere, and whatever you are. Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. Like, imagine if there was someone like Yuri in real life. I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. I've met people similar to Yuri in real life, actually. But, And forget about Natsuki. Sheesh. Someone with her kind of personality doesn't just get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go her way. I could go on, but I think you get the point. Yeah, Natsuki is a type that I've seen people that want to try to do that, but they always just end up just being shitty people. Are people really attracted to those weird personalities that literally don't exist in real life? I'm not judging or anything. After all, I found myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff myself too. I'm just saying, it fascinates me. It's like you're siphoning all of the components of a character that make them feel human and just leaving the cute stuff. It's concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. You wouldn't like me more if I was like that, right? Maybe I just feel a little insecure because you're playing this game in the first place. Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you? I think that's enough reason for me to believe you. I'm okay just the way I am. And by the way you are too, Augustus. You're the perfect combination of human and cuteness. That's why there was never a chance I wouldn't fall for you. That's kind of an interesting point. I'm not super fond of the tsundere archetypes. They can be well done. I just, as a general rule, they're kind of bland or boring. Or I don't know, uninteresting to me. Yanderes are a lot more fun for me to read, just because the stories are batshit crazy, like batshit crazy weird stories. But that's not, wholly dependent on Yandere, but and kureres are kureres. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so let's go for it. Here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like, I could never do that. It's really depressing, As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions, it pains me when people think that just being good just comes naturally. And that's how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try something for the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. Sometimes when you finish, you'll feel really proud of it and even want to share it with everyone. But maybe just after a few weeks you can back out, or you come back to it and you realize it was never really any good. And that happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much effort and time into something and then realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you're comparing yourself to the top professionals. When you reach for the stars, there's always going to be out of your reach, The truth is, you have to climb there, step by step. And when you reach a milestone, first look back and realize how far you've gotten. And then you look ahead and realize how much more there is to go. Sometimes it can help set the bar a little lower. Try finding something you think is pretty good, but not world class, and you can make your own personal goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. If you jump right into a huge project and you're still an amateur, you'll never get it done. So if we're talking about writing, a novel might be too much at first. Why not try some short stories? The great thing about short stories is that you can focus on just one thing you want to do right. And that's how it goes for small projects in general. You can really focus on the one or two things. It's such a good learning experience and stepping stone. Oh, one more thing. Writing isn't something where you just reach into your heart and something beautiful comes out. Just like drawing and painting, it's a skill in itself to learn how to express what you have inside. That means there are methods and guides and bases to it all. Reading up on that stuff can be super eye-opening. That sort of planning and organization might really prevent you from getting overwhelmed and giving up. And before you know it, you start sucking less and less. Nothing comes naturally. Our society, our art, everything, it's built on thousands of years of human innovation. So as long as you start out that foundation and take it step by step, you too can do amazing things. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. That's actually really good advice. Like, unironically, that's good advice. Start small, work your way up, try to improve little by little, and you'll get better at things slowly over time. Well, not everything. There are some things that some people just can't get better at. Like I used to draw a lot, like all the time, like constantly. I still can't draw, like at all, no matter how much I try and practice and whatnot. I don't draw that much anymore, to be fair, but a lot of things, more practice and you can do it. I mean, that's what I did playing guitar. I would play like hours and hours a day until I got really good. Before I answer your question, Monika, I'm going to take another sip of wine. I am out of practice for guitar, though. I'm still not bad. Still not bad. I just don't play as much as I should. Hey, what's your favorite color? Purple. Mine is emerald green. It's the color of my eyes. That's not conceited or anything, is it? I just meant that it kind of I feel bleh. Yeah, I'm a little bit tipsy. I have been drinking for a while. I just meant that I feel some kind of special connection to it. Like it's part of my identity. Does it happen to also be your favorite color, Augustus? It's just a guess. Because you've been looking into my eyes for a while now. Now, I like purple. Purple is my favorite color. Then red. Then gray. I don't mind green though. I'm not particularly fond of like pale yellows or pink, really. At least hot pink. Bright colors I don't really like. Blue's nice. Blue used to be my favorite color as a kid, but Well, it's not anymore. You know, it is what it is. Did you say kiss? Suddenly, it's a little embarrassing. But if it's with you, I might be okay with it. Wow, sorry. I really couldn't keep a straight face there. And that's the kind of thing girls say in these kinds of romance games, right? Don't lie if it turned you on a little bit. I'm kidding. Well, to be honest, I do start to get all romantic when the mood is right. But that'll be our little secret. Okay, Monika. We're, let's do one more. And then we'll have to end the charade. Come on, Monika. One more. That's all we need. You're not going to cooperate with me, are you? You're going to ignore me. And I'm going to have to keep staring at the screen and trying to make bad small talk. There we go. Do you ever just feel like there's no reason for you to be alive? I don't mean it in like a suicidal way. I just mean how nothing that we do is special. Just being in school or working at some job for some company. It's like you're completely replaceable and the world wouldn't miss you if you were gone. It makes me really want to go and change the world after I graduate. But the older I get, the more I realize it's an immature frame of thinking. It's not like I can just go and change the world. Like, what are the chances that I'll be able to be the one to invent artificial intelligence or become president? How topical. It feels like I'm never going to make up for the heaps of resources I've spent living my life. I'll vote for President Monika. That's why I think the key to happiness is just to be hopelessly selfish. Okay. Just to look out for oneself and those who happen to be their friend only because they grew up with them. Never mind the fact that they're spending their entire life taking and consuming and never giving back. But when people realize the world would benefit more from them killing themselves, they change their whole philosophy. It's like they have to justify their reason to live by tricking themselves into thinking they're doing good. Anyway, I want to live my life desperately striving to pay back my lifetime's worth of consumption. If I ever surpass that point, then I'm a net positive and I can die happy. Of course, even if I do fail to do that, I think I would be too selfish to kill myself anyway. So much for being a good person, right? Well, I guess, Monika, we'll just do it for you. There we go. What's happening? Augustus, what happened to me? It hurts. It hurts so much. Help me, Augustus. I can't help you. Please hurry and help me. Help me. Actually, I could put the character file back. I do have a backup of all the character files, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Sorry, Monika. Did you do this to me, Augustus? Did you? Did you delete me? I did. How could you? How could you do this to me? You're all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, Augustus. I trusted you. Knew you just want to torture me? Watch me suffer? Were you only pretending to be kind just to hurt me even more? I never thought anyone could be so horrible as you are. Well, I'm not a... Never mind. You win, okay? You win. You killed everyone. I hope you're happy. There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture. Who are you, GLaDOS? Fucking Augustus. You completely, truly make me sick. Yeah, me too. Goodbye. I think that deserves another A little bit more wine, doesn't it? More booze for my system. I still love you. I can't help it. What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? All my friends, I did so many awful things. So many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up my world that I don't even belong in. A world that you wanted to be a part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me. Because I destroyed everything that you wanted. How could I do that to someone I love? That's not love. That's... I've made up my mind, Augustus. I know I said that I deleted everyone else, but that was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find myself to do it. Even though I knew they weren't real, they were still my friends. And I loved them all. And I loved the literature club. I really did love the literature club. That's why I'm going to do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. And if I really love you, then... There's a distinctive lack of Monika on the screen, but okay. Well, I guess let's start the loop again. And welcome back. No, I'm not going to do that. I thought about it. I really thought about it. But yeah, well, it's an ordinary school day like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. Hey, Augustus. Well, there already is one girl. That girl is Sayuri, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day. And recently, we've picked up that habit once again. Augustus, are you proud of me? For what? You know, for waking up on time. Well, you've been doing that for a while now. Uh-huh. But you never even said anything about it, even though we were going to school together every day. Well, yeah. I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say it out loud. Come on, please. It's good motivation. Fine. It's good to see you again, Sayuri. I'm proud of you, Sayuri. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Augustus, have you decided on a club to join? A club? I told you already, I'm really not... I start to say what I always do. I'm not interested in joining any clubs. But something tells me Sayuri would take that more offense. It would take more offense to that now. After all, how could I tell her that clubs are a waste of time when she's starting a club of her very own? Actually, yeah. I think I've decided on a club. Really? Which one? Tell me. I think I'll keep it a surprise. Boo. You meanie. Be patient. You'll find out soon enough. I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl. But I started to realize that, in a way, I envy her. When Sayuri puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and before I knew it, before I knew it, bleh, I'm a bit, well, you know. After I pack up my things, I stand up, gathering my motivation. Let's see. I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me. Hello? Huh. Augustus? What are you doing here? Well, I actually forgot what voice I gave Sayori because it's been so long since we've seen her. Poor girl. I glance around the room. Huh? So you're the Augustus you're the Augustus that Sayori always talking about? God, I think I'm a bit more tipsy than I think I am. That deserves more wine now. I'm not going to drink anymore until this is finished. Probably. Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Augustus. With the Literature Club. I hope you enjoy your visit. Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's going to think we're really strict or something. Sorry, Natsuki. The tall one, whose name is apparently Yuri, seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems to be the assertive one. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you. Working? Augustus, don't tell me you're... That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayori. The Literature Club. Sayori's eyes light up. No way. No way. Ah. Sayori wraps her arms around me and jumps up and down. Hey. Well, if Sayori is this happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. What an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to... Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Sorry. Everyone sit down at the table, okay? How about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wah! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whisks are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. So cute! Wow, these look amazing. Well, you know, just hurry up and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything. As Natsuki struggles to accept the compliment, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Already trying to impress our new member, Yuri? No, that's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Augustus, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read the past few years, I don't really have a good way to answer that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign land is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment she walked in, but it's obvious the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something we have in common. Hey, Yuri. Huh? Well, about, the first thing he said, manga? That's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room. Don't just say it. For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it. Besides, manga is literature too, So if Augustus wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki? I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it would also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Augustus? Maybe. Sensing the tension, Sayori jumps in. Maybe we can all try something new. I think it could be fun. And we'll all get to know each other a little bit better, too. That's the kind of thing that literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything. Yeah, you're right as usual, President. Yes, that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one. Then as for Yuri, I have to read manga. Jeez, you're the one who suggested we should diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful. Hurtful? I didn't realize. With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself. You could always toss her a light novel or something. I'm sorry for disrespecting your interests, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature. Are you just saying that? No. I've realized my error. So if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well. Really? It makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. Yuri route? Maybe? No, I'm kidding. Okay, I'm a bit... You can trust me to find something that you'll really like, okay? Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting. Just you? Would you like to come along with me? If you don't mind. Not at all. I always go alone, so... Yeah, me too. This is so cute. Sayori, shut up. I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Yes, I look forward to it. Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food. I guess the meeting is over, huh? Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along. Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Augustus. You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around, Sayori. Aw, Augustus. Don't say something like that, it's embarrassing. Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine. We're gonna make the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Augustus, I really wanted to thank you. I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything, but the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monika. Hey, wait a minute. That's right. I know everything she did. Maybe it's because I'm the president now. But I really know everything, Augustus. I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy. I know about all the awful things that Monika did to make everyone really sad. God, I think I remember her voice, but I'm not actually 100% sure. I'm second guessing myself. But none of that matters anymore. It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the world. I can't wait to spend every day like this with you forever and ever. F-O-R-E-B-E. No. Yeah, you're not Monika. Huh? What's happening? I won't let you hurt him. Who? It hurts. I'm sorry. I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye, Augustus. Goodbye, Literature Club.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you because I worked really, really hard on it. So yeah. Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day? Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all?
Since we're in a bit of an interlude right now, before this finishes, I would like to tell you all goodbye. Next time, when we're together, it's going to be back into Tsukihime, back into Akia's route. So, everybody, goodbye, and good night.
Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality if I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat? What do you call love in your reality? And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be.
I actually forgot this was here. Well, shit. I was doing another outro. Fuck it. I thought it ended with the music. How disappointing. This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand the Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality, a reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you for making all of my dreams come true, for being a friend to all of the club members, and most of all, thank you for being a part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monika.